and welcome into Bon Appetit. For 70 years, the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery has put on the Alabama National Fair. And this year, the fair is October 4th through October 14th, 11 days of the fair. One of the highlights is in the Creative Living Center, cooking competition. And back again this year, Melissa Welch, and you are the Baker of the Year and the Cook of the Year.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Those
Happy
are
to be back.
two very big honors here.
They are.
And we need to let our viewers know that at the fair, there's different categories that you have to compete in. And today, what is our recipe going to be about?
Today is chicken and dressing.
Oh.
We had the Alabama's best chicken and dressing. So, and we had many good pans of dressing. But I go back to what my grandmother did and my mom did, and we don't use a lot of seasonings. Now you may see a lot of seasonings here on the table, but ours is plainer. It doesn't have sage in it. It doesn't have poultry seasoning. And a lot of people would be like, "Oh no, that's not dressing," but that's our dressing. There are hundreds of ways to make it, and I think when you love what you grow up eating
and it's
what
all
you're
about
used
the
to.
taste.
It is about the
Absolutely.
taste, but thankfully all the judges loved it out of all the entries, and that's what I did today. So
great.
It starts out really simple with.
So this is a category called cooking with chicken, right?
Yes.
It's not specifically chicken and dressings, but
no, it was chicken and dressing.
Okay,
that was the category. They did. Each year they will do, if it's a type of meat, they might say what you should do with it. So they're different specifications for each thing.
All right, well, let's see how it worked.
All right, well, to begin with, I start out my chicken and dressing with homemade cornbread and homemade biscuits. And
you can bring that over
and
to
these
the middle
biscuits,
if you like.
These biscuits aren't the best looking biscuits because when I'm making them for dressing, I don't necessarily cut them out and make them pretty because I'm going to crumble them all up. So I usually will put them in a pan together and they just cook together. But the end result is worth what you get. So and of course it has onion and celery. A lot of that in there cut up.
Two key ingredients.
Yes, I think so. But and of course I put the buttermilk container here because you don't make good biscuits and cornbread without good full fat buttermilk. You don't need the low fat. You need the full fat.
The real deal.
The real deal. So, but that is the basis of it. But I do begin with a whole chicken, and I bake my chicken and I season it well. And I put onions and celery in that as well. And when you cook it, the broth is flavored, it's good, and I cook the chicken about 2 hours until it just about falls off the bone, and that makes it tender. And then when I do my dressing, I mix my dressing up, and then I put a layer of the dressing mix in the bottom. I put the chicken in the middle, and I completely cover that chicken with the dressing so it doesn't dry out, because sometimes if you put it just on top, you'll have the chicken will dry out when you bake it, because you do bake it at a high temperature, 425, and it cooks rather fast, about 45 minutes in the oven. So you don't want your chicken to dry out.
You wrapped it in a blanket.
I did.
Top and bottom.
I did. So it's loaded. It has a layer of chicken in there. But I did use a variety of seasonings in here, and basically you have salt and pepper, a little bit of salt, and I'm trying to cut back on salt as many as I have to.
Yes.
But I do use Mrs. Dash that is salt-free. Also, this Cavender's is salt-free. It's a Greek seasoning, and it has a really good flavor. I used a little bit of thyme. I don't use the sage, but I used a little bit of thyme. And then I love this Green Goddess spice that I can find at Trader Joe's, and then a little bit of celery salt, and then the last one, I think I have 2 celery salts, so I put 2 on the table.
And
but
for our viewers, the closest Trader Joe's to us is Birmingham.
It is Birmingham. But I would like to say something about what I have up here, not the blue ribbons, but the cookbook. Last year, the president of the fair, they were talking and discussing about how to promote the fair and something to do that would be nice. And years ago, they did a cookbook. And so this cookbook that they created came out just before the fair last year on its 70th anniversary. And it is recipes, first place recipes, not all through all the competitions through the years from 2002 to 2022. So several of mine in there, several of my husband's are in there. You all know him from the show, and many good recipes in it. And it's $15 for the cookbook, and they're available at the Creative Living Barn in the center when you're there, and it's really good, yes. But it was an honor to have that done
Great.
and to be able to do that. But that would makes a great addition for cookbook collection or for Christmas presents or whatever.
Yep. And while you're spooning it out,
I'm
I'm going to let our viewers know that if you do want this recipe, the information's on the screen. You can call us up and order one, but we would prefer to email them to you because we're going to have all the recipes over the past that we're going to have for all the different segments we do between now and the fair, and we can email every one of them to you all at one time.
But you
and
can
then you can use.
Yeah, but you can see the chicken is in the center.
Oh yeah,
it's in there and it's tender and it's
moist.
good. It is. So
Great. Well, that's wonderful, and congratulations on that.
Thank you
Remember,
so
the fair
much.
is right around the corner, October 4th through October 14th. 14 great days to enjoy yourself. We'll be right back right after this.